I hear this all the time too about like we need more leaders, we need more this, we need more that. And it's like, dude, if they don't know Jesus, I mean, we're just going to have more leaders that aren't doing the right thing.
If you're just raising people.
Yeah, if you're just raising people, we're just going to have more people doing the wrong thing. I mean, in my personal opinion, I feel like we got enough leaders. There's so many leaders that are doing the wrong thing. And it's like, well, look at the world. Look at all the leaders that are leading them. You got the Andrew Tates out there. You got like, hey, I'm gonna keep it real, man. I'm gonna keep it real. You got like all these people that are saying some crazy things out there where it's like, dude, don't get me wrong. I would say he's a leader. There's other people that are like leaders too, but are they leading correctly? Are they doing the right thing with their leadership? Mm-hmm. That's the thing. If anything, I feel like enough with leaders. Let's get more people loving Christ. Mm-hmm. And when you get people loving Christ, then they will become the correct type of leader.
It's a byproduct, not the goal.
Yeah, it's a byproduct, not the goal. Mm-hmm. And it's the same. And I would say it's the same thing about knowledge of the scriptures.
I was about to go on
100%,
because that's what this says.
100%.
In verse 12, right? It's just saying like the writing of these books, these studies, you can go on forever. You can go on forever.
Oh yeah.
And it's not saying that it's detrimental. It's saying that it even can be helpful.
Yeah.
But it's just helpful. It's not the end all be all.
Mm-hmm.
What does he say the end all be all is in the next two verses after verse 12?
To honor God.
If all that knowledge helps you, good for you. Great for you. Mm-hmm. But don't let all this knowledge seeking, this chasing of it, distract you from the actual goal.
Oh, yeah. Because honestly, the danger is that can become an idol. Mm. That can become an idol. It
Dangerous.
Really can. And it's not just that, but it's like multiple other things. Like, for example, like you can want marriage so bad. But the thing is, and this is a reality check too. Mm-hmm. If you want marriage so bad to the point where you're getting mad at God for not being married or something like that, you might need to check yourself.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, I'm not saying marriage is bad. Marriage is a beautiful thing, especially when it's done in the context of the scriptures. Mm-hmm. It is absolutely amazing. But the reality is that sometimes God calls us to do things that we might not want to do. And for some people, not saying everyone, that's a very, very small, I would even say it's probably less than 0.5%. Mm-hmm. But the truth is, though, is if God has put that on your heart to be single or to like not get married or anything like that, you need to honor him. You need to honor that. It's about denying yourself. And what if that denying is something that you want? Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Marriage should not be on that totem pole. It should be God.
Yes.
Same thing with video games. Same thing with sports. Same thing with whatever it is. It could be working out, literally anything. Mm-hmm. God should be at the top of that.
Absolutely.
Not you, not your goals, not your this or that. No, it needs to be him. Because if it's not him, it's just another sin that's clouding the mishaps in your life, clouding all of the jacked up things that you end up falling into. That depression, all that stuff, I guarantee it probably won't go away. I won't say it will go away because obviously you need to do other things to help with that. But I definitely think a load will definitely alleviate when you put your hope, your trust, your joy in Jesus Christ. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. It does. It's the idea. It's this balance thing that Christians have to do, where it says like, bear your cross daily, but also my burden is light.
Yes.
Right. So which part of the burden are you alleviating? Right. It's not saying that it's going to be easy. It's saying that if you're following Christ, certain things that are weighing you down will go away. Now, is that maybe those are like the big whys of why you're doing something? Because a lot of people's problem may be motivation. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Yeah. If you don't have a clear motivation in your mind, it's hard to get motivated.
Oh yeah.
If you don't have a clear goal, it's hard to align what you're doing. Right? So if you're like preparing for something, like you have like you need to have something you're preparing for to effectively prepare yourself.
Yeah.
And so what it's saying is like that executive psychological load is gone if it's like, why am I doing this? Because I love Christ. Because I'm serving Christ. I want to be a better follower of Christ.
Oh, yeah.
So like that portion of it gets taken care of. That portion's light. Once again, it's a little bit conjecturish, but like that's where I'm saying where there's...
I see. And honestly, though, when you think about it, when you are following him and his purpose and his goal is on your life, he is going to naturally prepare that type of stuff for you. It will happen. But you have to be content with if it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it doesn't, then that means he might be preparing you for something else.
There you go. Yeah.
Like, the question is, what is he trying to teach you in this moment?
Mm.
That's what you should be looking for. What is he trying to show you in that moment and when something's not going your way? Because for me, what I've seen, and I also see preached so much in the scriptures too, is that typically the people who love Jesus the most are also the ones who end up doing what he wants the most.
Mm.
What I mean by that is, like, a lot of the people that I've seen that just love the scriptures, that are just trying to get close to him, that are just trying to follow his word, trying to follow him, trying to grow their relationship deeper with him, end up being Bible leaders, end up spreading the gospel more, end up giving more, end up bringing more people to Christ, end up talking more about him. And it's not because they're trying to do all that. It's simply because of their renewing of their mind. They're wanting to just get closer to him. And from them just wanting to get closer to him, they just end up naturally doing all of that. You talk about having a leader, give him Jesus. Then from there, he will slowly become a leader. Now, of course,
I mean, who raised up the leaders in the Old Testament?
Perfect example. He took all of the ones that you would think would not be a leader. Straight up. Dude, look at Moses, man. He was like, don't do this, man. Don't
I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy.
Dude, exactly.
Get my brother. He's better.
Get my brother. And then look at Aaron. Look at Aaron. He came. Dude was like, let's build a calf. What? And guess who was still staying strong, leading Israel? Moses. Mm-hmm. And he started from the jump not wanting to lead nothing. Look at David. Dude. He went from leading sheep to leading all of Israel. Mm-hmm. Like, he has taken the very people that you would not expect to lead anything to lead everything. I mean, think about Paul. Perfect example.
Yeah.
Dude was like I'm gonna be honest, dude was like a mini Hitler out here. He was killing Christians everywhere. He was out for blood. This man literally woke up and chose violence. He was out here just killing Christians everywhere. I know that's not something to laugh about, but
dang, bro.
I mean, it's the truth. He was dude.
No, he's the exact antithesis of who you think leading the church. He was persecuting the church. He was killing Christians.
He was straight up. That's a Christian. He's mine. He's done.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it was. And literally, from his experience with Christ, he became one of the main reasons why we have Christianity in the Western world.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
I mean, that's just the idea of, like, how God works, right? He doesn't want there to be this, like, easy, logical explanation.
He doesn't want you to do it alone.
Yeah. It's just through him, right? That's why it's all these people who you don't expect. Because you're like, that almost sounds impossible. There have to be some sort of something behind them. Mm-hmm. And God's like, it's me. Like, that's what he's doing.
Yep. And one thing to make clear, too, that's not to discredit, like, leadership courses and marriage counseling or, like, any of that other stuff either. I would actually go as far as to say, if you feel like God's calling you to be a leader, then you starting that gift that God has given you calls you to go and do that leadership course.
And to hone your skill.
Go and do that marriage counseling. Mm-hmm. Go and work out, take care of that body that God has given you. There is a clear, in my opinion, I believe that there is a very clear cut reality of when you are idolizing something and when you should be stewarding and putting safeguards around what God has given you. Mm. Does that make sense?
Say it one more time.
I'm sorry. What I mean by that is that you have a marriage.
Yeah.
You as a husband, taking your wife to counseling, trying to work on your relationship, trying to serve her, trying to love her, doing everything you can to make sure that her psychological health is there, is not you idolizing her or idolizing your marriage.
Okay.
That's you following what God has commanded you to do, and that is to take care of your wife as your body.
Okay. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm there. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, much clearer. What's the other one about putting hedges around it or something?
That's what I meant by, like, that's the hedge part of, like, setting boundaries and
versus
doing that
idolizing
stuff.
it.
Versus like idolizing it. To where literally I would say you're serving your wife or let's say like working out, right? You're working out all the time, but yet you don't have your own Bible study time with God.
Yeah.
You look chiseled and everything, but yet you are dark inside. You can't even really present the gospel to somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a problem right there. That's like, okay, you might need to check yourself a little bit, man. Like you need to be meditating. You need to be in the Word. You need to be looking to Jesus, praying, spending that time with him. And that looks different for everybody.
That's what I was going to say.
That's another clear thing too.
Yeah.
That looks very different for everybody. For some people, it's in the Word, reading constantly. For other people, it's worship. They need to worship. They can worship for like 4 to 5 hours, and that's beautiful and that's amazing. For other people, it's prayer. They can pray for like 4 to 6 hours. That's amazing. Whatever that is for you, go and do that.
100%.
And grow in the other aspects of your life. That is the real message of what is getting out. Mm-hmm. Whatever God has put on your heart, try to grow in that. And try to do it the most productive and efficient way as possible. Mm-hmm. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
And use wisdom for that.